Okay, guys, we're going to work on some more of the cross Ashi stuff. What I want us to do today is we'll do an entry, then we'll do some mechanics on maybe the backside attacks when they spin out, and we'll also look at a technique called Tombstone. So the first technique that we're going to do, this will be an entry. I've actually covered this in one of my videos before. It's when we have Achilles grip and we've got some semblance of an outside Ashi, but what we're going to do is we're going to focus on not committing to the outside Ashi completely, putting our legs out. Even though this is an option, it would lead into us having to commit to the outside Ashi then, right? So what I like to do is keep my legs inside, either X legs at the bottom or a single leg X. So this you can enter when you like double seated and we reached for a Achilles grip and we grabbed an ankle and we start pushing our opponent to the outside. So what we're going to do is we always push on the outside, but like you see, I'm not committing my legs to the outside here. I'm not putting my feet past the hips. Then what I do is I'll reach out. I'm going to start basing onto my shoulder and my head. From here, I push both my knees to the floor and I start turning this guy's leg up so that his knee will start pointing to the floor and his foot pointing up. So from here, in essence, you could get a belly down finish. The thing is, I don't like committing to the belly down finish here because there's not a lot of control. So if I get it early, I could control it here, get down, start working on the submission. But as soon as we start committing to the finish of the belly down, then this guy's got an opportunity to start turning, right? So instead, what I like to do here is go to a cross Ashi entry. So we're going to base on our head. I'm going to take my far leg and bring it up and place it on their hip here. From here, all the while still holding onto this leg, I just do a back step and I hit both my knees to the floor. And then from here, we rock back while we have this control leg. Okay? You've got options of staying this side, attacking level, going down, attacking here. I ideally prefer doing the rock back to the back. But for now, let's just work on the entry. So without all the talking, I'm going to start single leg X, bring the knee in, start basing up, basing on our head. Lift this leg up, laces on the heel, the hip, back step, crunching the knee in, rocking back. Okay, let's just work that entry. 1, 2. So now I just want to show you guys another option here when we're starting to do that back step. This is just so that we've got two options to go to. I always like keeping options open. This is why I also like this technique, because we constantly have the option to switch to like a full-on outside Ashi. We have the saddle back step, but we also have an outside heist option. So if they start grabbing our body or shutting down things this side, we could still do our normal outside heist. So we were here. You're just going to sort of grab my back at the late stage. Okay. Yeah. So I'm turning. I'm coming up here. So now say for some reason Tyron manages to shut down my options doing the back step. Like see how he moved his body to the right. So now the back step option's not that viable anymore. I still do have my outside heist option. I just pass this leg across. I switch my legs and I do the spin this way. So it's not the technique we're covering today. It's just an option that if they really make it difficult for us to go this way, we just do our normal outside heist. But both options are available. Both get us into the saddle. Okay. So The next thing we're going to start working on is what's called, it's called like a Dracula position by Gordon Ryan, right? So in this position, all the things still stay true. We can still get our straight ankle. We can still get our clover leaf. Another option we've got is we can pass this leg onto our shoulder, pass it across, and get them into this is technically double trouble, but we can improve this double trouble. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work this. In, get this on top here. From here, I'll pass it across. I'm hitting in double trouble here. So how to break that down is we'll be in this position. Just be sure that you guys keep yourself safe. This foot. If they can access this foot, they can always hit us with like a Aoki or straight ankle or the panza lock, you know. So giving them access to that foot is not a good idea. So I prefer doing this for now. If I'm committing to this position, putting that foot behind this foot. We're in a straight ankle here. Really important. I take my free hand and I cup behind the tendons here. This gives me control of this leg while switching my right arm. So now from here, I swim my right arm in. You see, I've got control of this. I'm not letting go of that leg. I punch this high into my shoulder, and then I lock up here. So this is why it's called like a Dracula, where you go up like a Dracula, like this, just doing it with one hand. From here, now we've got good control. We can keep this until we're ready to make the switch. The switch, I want to stick to being 2-on-1. So 2-on-1, I'm going to pass my hands over, pass this over, tuck that into the pocket. I'm not passing this knee over this knee. I'm keeping this knee in between these two knees. If I pass it over, I'll have to commit to a knee bar, which limits my options. This keeps a lot of options open. Okay. From here, we can hit a heel hook on this side, which this is lower percentage, but what happens here, if I commit to a heel hook on this side, my opponent would start turning to hide that heel. What happens there? Here, they now expose more of a heel on this side. Okay, let's give that a go. 1, 2. Another issue that we're constantly getting with the cross Ashi is if someone manages to get their control leg out of the way really quickly, they're going to commit to the running man escape. They're going to start running away. A good technique to add to our arsenal is the Tombstone Grip. The Tombstone Grip is not a submission, but it's a really good control position while I'm setting up my heel hook. Okay? So, obviously, anytime we're in this cross Ashi position, we always want to go control leg. Because as in anything with jiu-jitsu, we always prioritize control over submission. So it just makes sense to always go for the control leg. People that are proficient at leg locks, proficient at leg lock defense, they will see this coming, so they would really quickly get this leg away. Flaring the knee out, getting this leg out of the way, so that they can start turning this in and start doing the running man escape. Okay? So if I'm sleeping, I'm just going to constantly lose this and not be able to finish any of my cross Ashis. So also very timing based this, but very effective. As soon as I see I can't get this, he's starting to run this away, I immediately go, drop to the bottom, and bring this to my chest. Tombstone grip is this. One hand goes behind the tendon here. So you always have to look at the foot as a boat, right? This is the front of the boat and this is the rudder. So to stop this foot from coming in and hiding the ankle, I stop it right at the front. So now I'm dealing with the problem of it going forward. Now it can't go forward anymore. The next thing I have to do is I have to shut down the rudder. The toes are the rudder. So then I bring this across and I pinch this to my chest. So if this rudder can't move, Tyrone can't twist his leg. I already got a stopper in front, so he can't move it forward either. So from here, we just hit the tombstone, we squeeze this to our chest, he can't run away anymore. So what we do with this is we initially hold him, so again, until he relaxes and stops squirming, because now he has to start thinking about doing something else. As soon as we've seen that now this guy's moving a bit slower and he's committing to something else, you see, it's like pulling my ankles and that. Now we're ready to switch to our heel hook again. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sit up, clear the toes, and lock up into our heel hook again. But this is to stop that like really quick athletic type escapes where we were saddle, as we were reaching, he got that out of the way. We have to stop this from coming under our ribs. So we push this back, we drop behind. So we're going to go, stop the front of the boat, stop the rudder, squeeze this to our chest. Just focus on this, just focus on this control. What I want that guy to do is try and free this. The next part, the heel hook part, we've done a million times. So just focus on that. Let's give that a go. 1, 2. So now we were in this tombstone position. So the tombstone is just to stop them from rolling, stop them from doing the running man escape, right? So as we get here, now we've shut this down. Ultimately, this guy could start trying to peel my legs, trying to sort of get this leg free and all that. The most realistic reaction I've seen from here is, I think let's because now we're going to turn this way. So I have to do.
Let's jump this way and then the other way.
Okay, yes, yeah. Okay, let's do this. So most realistic reaction I get from this is actually people doing a backstep. So like Tyrone was doing here, you want to be kicking these hands. This is actually a smart reaction. Obviously not getting yourself trapped again, but you want to be clearing the rudder hand actually. But the most realistic reaction we see is a step over. So as I said, we follow, we figure 4 our legs, we immediately punch this towards their bum, keeping this knee in the pocket. We'll show this side now again. We punch this in, we go top side heel hook, we lock this up. We're pretty safe here. You can keep this behind his back. You can move it across, step on that leg. We're locking this up, and then we're thrusting our hips in here. This is a devastating leg lock. Okay, so we were doing it this way. So let's do. So obviously you guys saw the first part. This is just so that you guys can see the back part. So we were here. I dropped to my tombstone. Tyron's having a tough time clearing this. He can't really move this way. So what's he going to do? He's going to do a big back step. As he goes, this foot follows the tailbone. I drop that knee to the floor. As I punch this towards him, I do this with a lot of power. I punch it because if I get bent here, he struggles to free his knee and run away from me. If they do start freeing their knee, you can even take this and you grab on the quad and you pull back. But from here, I lock up a figure 4, put that behind the back, in the ribs, or even here. I sit up, I'm clamping the shin with my false ribs, I'm locking this up, and from here, I'm thrusting my hips this way, and so the heel hook here as a control. If I just imagine I still had the heel hook here, and then I'm thrusting like this. That will give us this up. Okay, let's see if that'll go. 1, 2.